Welcome to the Nameless Podcast, and this is the pilot episode. I'm Ophenius, and this is Stuff Kuma here. And we're here to talk about, well, anything. Because why limit ourselves to one topic? So I hear that you just lost power, Kuma. So how's that been in the sweltering heat?
Well, thank God I live in the city, so they got the shit together quickly. It took about like an hour or two to like power back on, but afterwards it was like I don't know, they were testing something because it keep turning on and off, on and off. I was a little worried about my computer, like my other electrical devices. I know that if air tank turns on and off, it could break something. So I was kind of worried. So I left everything off for the time being, just to see if everything stabilized afterward. Other than that, it's not that bad. Like, it's because it's so hot. I figured that everyone in the city just have their AC on, and then just put too much pressure on the grid.
It's been really hot the past few days. I don't know if you noticed, since you have no AC in your house. But it's been like over 100 degrees, it feels like.
Yeah, with the humidity, you definitely feel hotter. I'm making by with my fans, not too bad. I feel like once I start sweating actively at all times, then I'm gonna turn on the AC. I'm just very cheap and frugal, trying to pinch my pennies.
I don't know how you do it, man. That's you have the money, you can afford it, and yet you don't want to do it.
I gotta save my money and buy my PS5 in the future, man, and all my PS5 games. So gotta save.
Don't need that much to buy them. Okay. That's a good thing I'm not living in your house.
No,
I
I
would
don't think you can
be
do
I'd be miserable. Yeah, I you're lucky your power came on really fast. My neighborhood is notoriously terrible because it's the last time I lost power in the summer was I think last year. I lost it for at least a week. And they took their time trying to restore it. I remember I had to, it was a good thing that the people I'm with, they have an old ass radio that I could listen to radio stations, which I haven't done in I don't know how many years. It was a good thing there was a radio so I could listen to something. Otherwise, I had no power and no AC, and it was like 100 degrees and out, uncomfortably humid.
Wow, you spent 1 week living in ancient times. I don't know how you did that. I went insane. I went gone crazy. Wow, no electricity. I mean, there's no internet, no computer,
No internet,
no
can't
game.
use my phone. I got nothing.
What do you guys eat? That's my question. What did you eat the whole week?
It's like peanut butter. Uh, that's about it.
Peanut butter?
Like peanut butter, maybe some canned beans or something. Wasn't much. This I know for everyone it's like it this doesn't sound so bad, but yeah, let me know when you live in that for at least a week in the sweltering heat
Man,
with
sounds like
nothing
seems like you had a really good experience living in the post-apocalypse. I think you'd be all right.
except when they live in the post-apocalypse, then there'll be a bunch of raiders and bandits trying to kill you and probably eat you and cannibalistic and well, at least all the movies that led me to believe that happens in Mad Max. Yeah, I think I'm good.
Well, just make sure you have some weapons lying around for next time too.
Oh, it's I will definitely have some weapons. I'll have my I have my bleach katana, that sword I bought like 10 years ago.
Nice.
It's
I
like
mean,
a
can you?
6 foot long sword that I cannot even wield it because it's so heavy.
Is it metal or is it wood?
It's metal.
Oh
It's just
wow,
it's actually metal.
it's metal. 6 foot. Is it thin or is it like a
It's his
solid
thin sword when he's using his
bankai?
bankai, yeah.
Wow.
It was like
So
his
like,
thin black sword when I was a huge Bleach fan at the time.
I mean, back then Bleach was the shit. It has good music. The character looks pretty cool. The animation was pretty good. Action scene was legit. Like it was one of the best during its time. You know,
Yeah, it
and
was one
I
of the Shonen 3 or the
yeah,
Shonen Jump. It was One Piece,
yeah.
Naruto, and Bleach. But Bleach was always not as popular as the other two.
No, it didn't. No, yeah, it didn't end well. It kind of like faded, and it got so complicated and convoluted because so many characters, and I don't want to spoil anything. It's just the characters themselves got really confusing.
I stopped a long time ago, but it just kept adding on stuff. It's like that whole genre. It just constantly keeps adding new storylines and new powers and new enemies that are like new power levels that they have to overcome. They constantly keep doing that, and eventually it just gets tiring. It's like, all right, yeah, okay, you're gonna keep doing this. Like, when is this gonna end, kind of thing. I had the same problem with Naruto. Actually, I think last year I ended up binge watching the entire series on the anime. I am so
Wow.
glad I stopped a long time ago because it goes off the walls crazy. And I'm just like, it's so hard to follow at that point. Like, where I
Uh,
stopped was simple.
which anime are you talking about right now?
Naruto.
Naruto. I mean, yeah, like currently, like right now, there's just so many better series out there that has a better, stronger story.
I think
So
My Hero Academia does it better.
yeah, because like they don't have that crazy fillers that they try to make it part of the story to get
Right.
all confused.
Yeah, Naruto, one of my biggest problems with it is because they caught up to the manga, they had to fill in time. So they had a
Hmm.
massive chunk of filler episodes that just sucked. Like, some of it was pretty funny and pretty good. Most of it was just like, I am literally just wasting time because
Yeah,
it adds nothing to the story. It's just the very definition of filler episodes. It was terrible. That's probably why I
yeah.
stopped watching Naruto, really.
I stopped watching it because the computer I was using during the time to like download the episode to watch it kind of fail and crash. And from then I lost what episode I was on and I never really tried to figure it out. So I just dropped it completely. That's how I stopped watching certain animes because my computers fail and I don't know where I was at.
You kind of just forget, yeah.
On it. I mean, right now I'm using an app to like keep track of my anime episode, so that's what I'm using now. But I know I haven't really jumped into like a long, continuing series anyway. So I'm just watching stuff that I know is complete, or I know is will stop at a certain point.
Right.
You know, nothing like crazy long. I'm not picking it back up until I until all anime stop existing. Like once anime actually die out, I'll go revisit these long series then.
I don't think I will, but who knows?
Yeah,
Maybe I'll be that curious to see if those are any good. But yeah, that's the problem I have with My Hero Academia is like I'm all caught up, so now I have they have the whole one chapter a week thing.
hmm
So I hate waiting for just a chapter and they end on a cliffhanger. They like the vast majority of those chapters end on a cliffhanger. So I'm like, I mean, obviously they have to do that so they can keep wanting to read the next chapter and everything and stay tuned. And I'm just like, I'm just going to wait like a year or two or something and then just come back to it so I can just read it in a huge chunk, so then I get a continual, just keep going with the story, and I don't keep stopping every week. Which
I I like I like your technique for manga reading. I feel the same way too, but I can't do that for anime because I feel like if I binge it, I get bored, then I drop the whole thing and I don't go back to it. I prefer watching anime on a weekly basis, one episode at a time. For manga,
I think
I
it's
like to binge.
different, yeah, because manga you can absorb it faster because typically a human will read things faster than they actually just watching something, because watching it they have to make sure that it's within that time frame, so usually it's about like 22 to 30 minutes ish,
Mhm.
so they have to the time limits for that. But for reading, it's at your own pace, so however fast you read and go through is how long it's going to take you, which is like why I like manga, because it's more in your control, and
Okay.
like how fast you read or how fast you want to go through it. And
Uh,
usually manga I think are more detailed.
I mean, if it's the source material, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So, Ophenius, like, tell the listeners, give them a recommendation of a manga.
Of a manga, like
Yeah,
finished or
I don't know, whatever that like that you really enjoy.
the the last one I really enjoyed was Berserk. And unfortunately that the creator for Berserk has passed away. So I know there's they said fans or someone said they had an idea, because the creator said that he gave them ideas how he wanted it to end or keep going. So I have a idea of how it should, conclude. But that manga was
Happy?
very good. And
Okay.
then I found out that the creator is worse than George R. R. Martin, because he takes a while. I thought he was terrible, but it turns out the Berserk creator took. I think the Berserk manga came out in the mid '90s, and
Uh
it's
huh.
still going.
Uh huh.
And it was, I think it had like 300. I want to say 350 ish episodes so far, or chapters.
Hmm.
Yeah, and the story was not even close to finishing at that point.
Well, the reason why it took forever because the creator had a heart condition.
Yeah, that's what I figured when I heard about it. Is like, oh, maybe he was just dealing with his health issues.
Yeah.
It was taking him a while.
Yeah, we got to give these creator a break. In Japan, they work really hard and
Oh
they work
yeah,
to death.
I'm sure.
So like, but for that Game of Thrones guy, I don't know. I don't. Is he sick too?
He's he's chubby, or but I don't think he's announced he had. Well, said he had massive health issues. Why reason for why it's taking so long for him to release a book?
I see.
Because I think it's been like almost a decade since the last one.
Wow, really? Oh,
He's very
I
slow. And
I
we'll talk
see.
about it in another episode, but this is why I like this book series, The Expanse, because the author knows when he's going to end, and he's been doing it in a timely manner. So I think he
Oh,
started it in the early 2010s, and he's concluding it. Uh, I think in the next book, which is coming out at the end of this year, so it
oh,
should conclude.
that's nice. Do you know if the show's still continuing or is it done? Or they caught up to the book, like the TV show?
It's not going to catch up to the book. They're stopping after the next season.
Oh, I guess it because it wasn't that popular.
No, it got very much more popular, like when it was
Then
on the Sci-Fi channel or whatever. And
so
then they
why they
moved
act?
to Netflix, I think, for a time, and now it's on Amazon Prime. But it's just
Oh,
been getting more popular.
so why is it getting axed then next season?
I think maybe they feel it's a good stopping point, and also there was some sexual harassment allegations against one of the main characters.
Oh,
So it
I see.
created a lot of problems in the story, like because they're like, okay, we don't want him on the show because he has a lot of bad press.
I see.
But in
Oh,
the books, he's alive, and he stays alive, so it creates this weird problem for them. I can't
I see.
blame them. Like where they're going to stop in the story, I'm okay with because it feels like a natural stopping point. Like after it is, I'm not going to spoil it, but there's things that happen, and I think it's still okay to stop at this point. I'd still be happy with it.
Okay.
But yeah. Speaking of Berserk, I understand you've been watching the anime for it.
Yeah, yeah. After hearing the passing of the creator, I want to honor him and finally check out his series. So watched the 1997 one, the original series of the anime, and it was pretty good. I actually like it a lot. I actually finished it today.
You finished
Um,
all of it?
yep, all
How-
25 episodes. I
That's it?
finished it today.
Only 20 something episodes?
25 episodes for the first season, 1997 series. Yeah,
Oh,
only
how many
25
seasons
episodes.
are there?
There's the 1997 one. There's the 2012 movie series, which is 3 movies, which I read online that summarized the 1997 series
Okay,
with better graphics and maybe some additional story details.
right.
Then there's 2016, 2017 CGI Berserk, which continue the story.
Hmm.
I watched that in the past. I didn't know that was like continuation of the story. I watched like 1 or 2 episodes. I gotta tell you one thing, like that CGI is ass, fucking
It's terrible.
ass. But I will watch it though, cause I'm into Berserk. I'm invested, so I will watch it.
I knew
Even
you
though,
would. I told you. When I went through it,
and
I'm
then,
like, yeah, you're gonna like this. There's no doubt about it. You're gonna like it.
so yeah, I mean, like going back to the 1997 series, the art, I love the art of the 90s. Like it's so good, so
There's something
natural.
timeless about it.
Yeah, it's just different from people the modern days animation using the computers and stuff.
Right.
90s just had this really distinct art style that's very beautiful. And the opening and ending song, they used like a rock song. Like I didn't even realize it was gonna be a rock song. And
Oh, I never
they
heard it.
sang they sang English. It sounds great. It sounds really good. It's like I don't know how to describe it. It was like a slow kind of rock.
Hmm.
Yeah. You just gotta listen to it, check it out. I like it. I'm gonna download it, put it in my Spotify account. Yeah. The only problem I have with the anime is the pacing. Kind of slow. Kind of slow at times. Feel sometimes it kind of drag out as well. But overall, I really like the story, and it's like it kind of trick you. In the beginning, it was like, oh, there's a monster. Okay, so there's a monster in the story. Then they had like a times
A time skip?
yeah, like it go back in time like a like a memory.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure what they call that. Going back in time to tell the story. I don't
Prequel?
want to
No, not prequel. That's
I don't know, but it just told the story from the beginning, like introducing the characters
flashbacks.
and yeah, I guess it's a flashback, I guess. Is it? I guess.
I guess it's
And
a flashback to like a certain point in their life or something.
like when they first introduced all the main characters, when they first met,
Right.
everything. And throughout the whole series, I forgot it is fantasy. It just felt modern medieval stuff. I'm not modern, like medieval stuff, knights
Hmm.
and stuff. Just fighting, war, and that's it. And then all of a sudden, boom, there's a demon. I was like, oh shit, you're right. This is supposed to be a fantasy show. I totally
Yeah, this is
forgot
a
about it.
fantasy medieval kind of show.
Yeah, I totally forgot because the way they like portray the characters, a story, like I totally forgot about it. And like at the very end, that twist, like back again, all this dark fantasy, all these demons, all these monster, show out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's like for anyone that hasn't ever read or watched this. This is very dark fantasy. This is
Yeah.
some really horrendous, gruesome things.
So, Ophenius, what is dark fantasy versus fantasy? I didn't even get a chance to research it. What is it? Based on your experience and understanding of it.
I always thought dark fantasies, darker. I mean, I might have to look into that more, but I always thought it's more mature. There's more mature themes going on.
Okay. All right.
I don't know. And maybe demons. I don't know. I'd have to look into what that actually means.
Okay. I just know that Berserk is not for kids. All right.
Absolutely not.
Even in anime form, like I could see this um what you call it? Scarring kids. It's a lot of fucking blood, a lot of fucking killing.
A lot of killing. There's a lot of adult themes that are just uncomfortable.
Yeah, in anime, I feel like it's more tame. I think the manga is much worse. I haven't read it yet, but I could only imagine because
I could tell
I
you right now, the manga, I was shocked.
you
My
were
hands were shaking. I was like, this
oh
is
really?
this is
Okay.
really graphic.
Yeah,
Like
in the anime, it touched upon these themes, but it didn't really show in detail. But I still feel like it's pretty clean, in my opinion,
maybe they had
for
to
that
not
time.
be so graphic because they're airing it. Maybe they had to limit it. Like I know The Walking Dead had to like I know the comic was much more graphic than the actual show.
Uh-huh.
Like the themes of it, like because it deals with rape and everything like that. So they didn't really do that in the show. I know that, but in
Mhm.
the comic, they absolutely did, which was pretty horrific.
Uh,
But yeah, it could be like maybe the news or the TV network or whatever, the anime network, they didn't want that to be too graphic, like too dark. It's already dark,
Oh,
but it's like you go to those territories, like this is uh, not great.
mm,
Not great in the context of like it's not going to make you feel good about it. If it
yeah,
does, there's something wrong with you.
I know. So yeah, overall, I enjoyed it. Um, I think
Man,
this anime is for veterans, anime watchers, not for newbies.
yeah,
Not for
probably
newbies.
not like your first anime. It's like I'm gonna watch Berserk.
Yeah, I think it's too slow. Maybe the art's too old. Pacing's too, slow. Not for newbies, anime watchers. Definitely for veterans and definitely for fans of the manga.
Yeah, I haven't watched the anime. There's certain moments in that I'd be like watching that would be uncomfortable for me.
For sure. I hope they do another reboot, put some modern animation techniques to it, and um depict the gore and
I think
those
there'd be
themes.
more of a market than there was like when it was first aired. I think this like modern, I think people could probably handle it because there's been so many like more graphic shows like The Walking Dead, Game of Thrones, all those kinds of things. So
Mhm.
maybe people could probably handle Berserk now.
I definitely believe it could. I think it's all depend on who's gonna dump the money and where it's gonna air. So
Right.
I really believe that Netflix, if they pick this up and fund it, they would do a good job because I'm thinking I'm comparing this to Devilman. I'm not sure if you are
That
familiar with this
the
thing.
I think it was a horror
Yeah, it's a horror.
anime that you told me about.
Yeah, it's also a classic. I think it came out around the same time as Berserk, with the manga and the original anime series
Hmm.
around the 90s. So Netflix picked it up and re-released it a few years ago, and they called it Devilman Crybaby. It was excellent. It was very good. Music was great. Animation was very unique, but the overall tones and dark themes they had it all. They had everything. So I think if Netflix pick it up and give it that same director style and funding, Berserk would do a great job for Netflix. That's what I
Hmm.
believe.
Okay.
Yeah, so please, for the listeners, check out Devilman Crybaby on Netflix. Check it
So,
out.
yeah,
Yeah,
check out
yeah,
Berserk
you
if you
too.
got the stomach for it too.
Yeah, you too, Phineas. Check it out. And yeah, if you, I don't know if you could stomach Devilman Crybaby because if Berserk make you feel this way, I don't know if you could finish it.
I mean,
But
I got through it. It's just, I guess eventually got used to the level of content in that. They're like, oh, I mean, you have to. Like, if you keep going, you have to. Otherwise, you just stop. But maybe. I usually I'm not a big horror fan in general because it makes me squeamish and I just I can't sleep at night when that happens. Yeah, I had that trouble when I first saw Resident Evil 1. And that was like on the GameCube. So
that was updated graphics
that
though.
was
That was a
updated
big.
graphics. But just watching a guy get torn up by zombie dogs haunted me for at least a few weeks.
Uh, well, anyway, put that in your bucket list and watch it when you feel like it for the summer.
But yeah,
That would.
you should read the manga now if you finished the anime.
Yeah, I think I will. I think I will because like I really like that the manga has more details, like you said, and they said the anime left out some stuff. So I wanna.
I have to imagine they breezed so fast through it because there's a
It's
lot
really,
of details in the
I'm
manga.
quite fun because like the pace is so damn slow. I was like, what are they missing? Like, but I just gotta read it anyway. And sticking with Berserk, yeah, I could definitely see the inspiration for the Soul series from software, Dark Souls and Demon Souls, and including
Yes,
Bloodborne.
yeah, definitely. I really like it because after I went through the Berserk, like as far as it went at the time, I
Uh,
was just like, I just started like looking up Dark Souls entries and everything. I'm just looking at like artwork and like character like models and all that, just like seeing like what similarities there are, and just like looking at the character guts and see how he resembles certain characters or something like that.
yeah,
Yeah, it's cool. It's really
yeah,
cool.
very cool. Like I'm happy that this creator's work will be passed on elsewhere. And the Soul series is one of my favorite games ever since I started playing it. And like I could see the stance, the way he like the character in game will hold a fucking great sword.
Yeah, I was like,
Same fucking
yeah, I
stance.
was reading the manga. It's like that's a Dark Souls pose. It's just like,
Yeah, yeah. And the weapon itself, it looks like a Dark Souls weapon, like that long fucking weapon.
oh, his long black sword.
Uh, uh, well, I'm referring to the sword. Yeah, both swords, like the current Berserk, like guts, and the
Hmm.
one in the past, like both swords.
Okay,
Like,
yeah, I could see the similarities. Yeah, I could see it.
and then like the crossbow, some of the armors that people wear, and these like interesting names, like oh the great whale, blah blah blah.
Yeah, I
Oh,
think for
these
Guts'
interesting names.
equipment too, it sounds like Dark Soulsy, like Dark Souls, like copied, you know, from Berserk. But you know what I'm saying? Like it sounds very Soulsy kind of
Mhm.
names.
And like the swing of the characters in the Soul series, like that. Do you have to like swing it like a bat ish kind of thing,
Hmm.
like your whole weight around it? Like the anime did the whole thing. I was like, wow, that's where they got that animation from.
Really cool when you see the source material for those games.
And like and some of the dialogue too, like this philosophical dialogues straight from Berserk.
Hmm. Yeah, it's gonna be a trip. Maybe it'll make you want to replay those games again.
Oh, definitely, man. Especially when Elden Ring coming out next year.
Wonder if it would have any similarities to Berserk even at that point.
I think they will put even more of it in just because of this guy passing away. That's what I'm feeling right now.
Maybe
That's,
pay homage or something. Yeah.
yeah, a more heavy homage to the Berserk.
Hmm. I could see that. That'd be cool.
Mhm.
I really like Berserk. Berserk made a good like. I think it'll make a lasting impression on both of us.
Uh-huh.
Mostly because we like the things that were inspired from it too, like Dark
Mhm.
Souls and all that. And they made some of our favorite games of all time. So,
Yep.
I could see it.
And yeah, and I think Berserk also inspired Final Fantasy VII because Berserk
Really?
came out before. Yeah, look at Cloud. His Buster Sword, same fucking
No,
sword.
yeah, okay. I could see it,
Yeah,
but
the
Guts is not a
same.
pretty boy.
I mean, of course. But the sword itself, is big fucking sword, long thin handle, wrap around, and the cloth. That's totally Berserk right there.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah. Guts is a cool character. I don't know if his design is cool, but I also like his character itself is like he seems like well, I don't want to say too much, but yeah, his character is very compelling.
I think they have a great character uh story, like growth. I
Hmm.
really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it, especially the bad guy too. Really enjoy it.
He's just a hateable bad guy. Hate him so much.
Yeah, for his decision at that point when he became that thing,
Why he did it and
I
what
mean, I understand
what he
though.
did to achieve that. And it's like
I understand why he did all that because of his current state.
I could too, but also it's
I also
truly
blame his ass
despicable.
though. He is despicable. I also blame his ass though because if he didn't do this one thing, it's only one action that led to all this. If he didn't do it, everything would have been okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, and it's not Guts' fault. Guts actually want to reach his level. You know, I don't know, but overall, I thought it was an interesting change of events that led to this, and I was like, wow, everything could have been prevented by not
Yeah,
doing
you could
this,
see
not
all that.
doing that.
That was exactly my thoughts too. Was like, wow, all of this could have been prevented, but it's just like this this path down this way is just man, that is some trip. That is it goes from one direction to another. Like,
Yeah, I
like
know, right? Like the anime, I was like, how are they gonna end this thing? And then bam, all of a sudden everything changed. Like, where the fuck this all come from? Like, wow,
exactly. I was like, oh my god, what happened?
yeah, I was like, this is not the same series anymore. Like, did this guy just is a creator on drugs when they made this chapter? I was like, what the fuck happened?
It's great, man. It gets you really interested. Like, what the hell is happening now? I
I
was
feel
like, I was okay. To frame this, when that moment happened, I was reading it in bed. I was gonna read like a chapter or two, and then all of a sudden, this kind of stuff happens, and then it's like 6 o'clock in the morning, and I keep reading because I was just like, "What the hell is going on?" I was like, "I cannot stop this." Like, I'm so invested right now. Like, I want to see where this is leading right now. Yeah,
wow. I
it's
feel like
great.
the creator got inspired by Evangelion Neon Genesis.
I could see that.
Yeah, I have a feeling like because that anime came out in 1994, and like it had a big twist too near the very end. Like there's one thing that changed that took the whole tone of the series completely off rail.
Hmm.
And I feel like the creator got inspired by that twist and that dark theme.
Yeah, maybe he's like, okay, that's the really kind of really threw people off. Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. It's very well done. Without us like saying too much more about it, because I don't want to.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do like a spoiler podcast where just talk about it, like if you're up for it. Like once you get further in the manga and everything,
Okay. Yeah, we could do
or
that.
maybe when you
So
finish it up.
for all your listeners, all peak with your intrigue, go check out these series: Dark Souls, Soulsborne, Berserk, Neon Genesis Evangelion, and Devilman Crybaby.
Yeah, those are all things I will not all watch. I'm not gonna watch that horror one probably. I'm too much of a wuss to do that. I'm okay with that though. If you said the Netflix would be a good idea for Berserk to come there. I just keep thinking that when Netflix completely screwed up Death Note.
Yeah, that live action thing. I'm
Was
not talking about. I'm not talking about live action. I'm saying
you're
they
talking about
should.
like anime or
Yeah,
animator
yeah.
or something
They
at
will
least.
like Netflix will reach out to like a Japanese anime studio, give them a shit ton of money, and say that this will be on Netflix, so no restriction. Put everything there, and then the animators just work on it.
You know what's a
That's it.
series that I would want them to do then? Like a modern
Uh,
version?
yeah. Well,
Monster.
mo- uh, I'm I didn't read a manga for Monster. I watched some of the TV series, the 2004 series.
Yeah, I have the series. I haven't watched it yet.
I
But it
watched up
seems
to
like it'd be
episode
pretty
20.
good to like modernize.
I don't think you need one though.
Oh
Honestly,
really?
I don't think. Yeah, judging from what I watched back then, like there wasn't much stuff to censor. It was mostly psychological, like all like dark, twisty, crazy, thriller. I don't think that needs to be remade.
Okay. Yeah, if
Yeah.
it's done well enough in the past, and yeah, don't touch it again. That's fine. I'm okay with that.
Mhm. Yeah, I
I'm
think it's
fine with that.
fine. Mhm. Maybe the pacing, maybe like compress some of the stuff, but I don't know. But other than that, I don't think it need a remake. Unlike Berserk, Berserk needs a remake because it has action scene and the action from the 97 series. It was too simple. It was like clink, 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 clink. Cuts like bang, bang, blood. That's it. It's kind of too easy, too basic. Remember the anime I show you, the jujitsu, like the exorcist. Remember that one episode I'll show you?
Oh, when they're in the school building
In the
and
that action scene, you saw the technique they used. It was brilliant. It was great. It was really clean and everything. It was exciting. That's what needs to be applied for Berserk. Bring those techniques, those fighting techniques, put into Berserk. That's how you modernize that series. In Monster, there's no action scene. I don't think you need anything. So you can just watch it as is.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's if it doesn't, yeah, okay. If it's not so actiony, I guess you don't really need. It depends. I guess if you depending on the tone of it, like the themes of it, it would depend on, if you really need to modernize it or not. Yeah, I think I agree. Even though I haven't really touched Monster, I only watched like the first 5 minutes, but seems to hold up pretty well so far.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, well, I think Netflix just gotta stop doing all these live action adaptation
Of
of
anime
these.
and manga,
Yeah, they just not doing a good job. Yo, you heard they're gonna release a second movie for Death Note, live action, Netflix.
they're doing another one. Are you
Yeah, I
serious?
was like,
Why?
you didn't learn a lesson from the first one. It failed. Drop it or
No, I didn't
reboot it.
bother because I just knew it'd probably not be anywhere near as good as the anime.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't watch it. I watched the trailer and I hated it. I was like, you guys fucked up all these characters. They're nothing like the source material.
That's
Like,
my
it was
worry with the live action adaptation of Avatar: The Last Airbender they're making.
from what I heard, the original creator they left the team.
Yeah, they left.
So I don't have faith in Netflix show anymore. If the original creator has some disagreement with the team, that means Netflix is just doing their own shit
It
again.
sounded like they had creative disagreements with them,
Yeah,
which
you
is the
can't. How
big
you,
point about the whole live action versus animated.
yeah, I was like, how you gonna have creative disagreement with the original creator? Like, what the fuck? Like, come on now.
Yeah, I think like in those like circumstances, like for the people that like made the original, like the source material, or original series that was so popular, and then you're having arguments about them, like what's best for it. It's like you're crazy. Like they're the ones that made this super successful series, not you.
Mm,
Like I would think they have an idea what they want to do or what made it
yeah,
successful. Yeah, I don't know.
yeah. So I think that that's all they need to do. They need to follow source material, find a proper director or studio to work on it. And because it's on Netflix, not airing on regular TV station, there should be no restriction, no censorship. Let it all out. That's how you make a good, successful series.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Too bad I don't really watch anime that much. It's not
You
usually
got
my wheelhouse.
you, you got to get back to it into it, man. Because how about this? So you just finished being the Nair series, right?
Yep.
Right, and you enjoyed it. I
Yeah, it was
assuming
great.
it was good. Which one you like better? The original Nair or Nair Automata? Which one has a better story, in your opinion?
Uh, they're it's hard to compare because they're both telling different kinds of stories.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. There's parts of both I like a lot. Hard
Okay.
to for me to say which one is better. Why'd you do that to me? God, I think them both.
Well, because it will lead to this next point I was gonna make. Going back to anime, because I just finished one series, very good. It's only 13 episodes. It's called Vivi, the Floret Eye Song. And when I was watching it, it reminded me so much of Near Automata. I
Oh
keep
yeah.
telling like, yeah, I was telling people like, yo, this anime is good. You like this game? Watch this fucking series. It was amazing. All these themes goes right back to that. I was like, wow, amazing. So there's another series I want you listeners and you Ophenius to check out for the summer. Called Vivi Florid Isol. Very good. They have great music too. Music too. They have music. So
Music?
yeah.
Wait,
Mhm. Oh,
music like music tracks during this show?
yeah. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Very good. Very memorable. Like this is something that will like make the anime much more impactful and memorable. These songs. Just like how the game for Nair because of these songs.
Hmm.
Yeah, so definitely check that one
Thing.
out. Mhm. So yeah, this always some anime that's will suit your taste, you know? Doesn't have to be the general top 3 like Naruto, One Piece, or Bleach. There's other
Yeah.
mature anime out there that suits our, um, aging I don't know, aging interests, I guess.
I prefer to call it as cultural interests.
Culture? Well, culture I don't think you could use culture in this kinda aspect
No, you can't.
reference to Japanese, media. Because
Nah,
when
you
people
can't.
say culture, it's always hentai or these
You just
adult
default to these? Okay.
no, that's how that's what it means when you
I
say
see you're a
culture.
man of hentai as well.
Yeah, no, the way you use it, you're a man of culture. That's how you use it.
Yeah, I know.
I got to send you this image of the this meme of that. You're a man of culture. Saying that meme. Really funny. So yeah, there's a lot of anime out there that's
You mean
for
William
all.
Defoe?
No, no, not that guy.
Oh.
Not that. You should send me that one. I haven't seen that meme.
Oh wait, no, that's the meme. I see you're a man of science or photography as well. It's like a meme about that.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I'll
So
send it
yeah.
over.
Okay. So and do you know that Nair is also making a mobile game? It's called Nair Reincarnate.
Reincarnation? Yeah, I played it.
Yeah. You play it?
I got
How?
invited into the closed beta. that.
Yo, how lucky are you to do that? You should stream that. Not everyone
It's
have
closed
access to it.
already.
Oh, did it? Hmm,
The closed beta was only for like a week.
I see. Well, I looked at some of the trailer. It looks really pretty, really good. It looks like it plays like an RPG kind of like turn based. Is it? Or is it action
It's
based still?
like turn based, but it's like more like ATB from like older Final Fantasy where you have to wait for a meter or anything, and then they attack.
Yeah, yeah. So like that's what it looks like to me, and I'm all down for that too. And the
It's
music too sounds
surprisingly pretty good
yeah.
game. Liked it.
Okay.
I'm very curious because the Yoko Taro, the creator for the Drakengard and Nier series, he said this would tie into the Nier games and everything. I'm like, okay.
Wow. Okay, that sounds
I'm like,
good.
I don't
I
know how, but I'm interested. The story
okay.
is mysterious, and I'm like, I have no idea where this is leading, but got me hooked in.
All right, that sounds very good. I'm looking forward to that too. I just hope that the microtransaction is a minimal to the minimal.
The gotcha game, so
Oh, it's a gotcha game, yo! You gonna waste so much money knowing you big whale.
I don't feel inclined to spend. I'm like, yeah, I'm
It's
more
for
in for the
near that.
story. I'm not in for the getting the characters. I want to see where the story ends up. I guess I should just watch a cutscenes thing on YouTube. Just save myself a lot of money. Oh,
I think you should. I think so. I think you should go that route. Cause knowing you, man, one waifu is not enough. You gotta collect them all.
yo, they're gonna add the original Nier characters and Nier Automata to that game. So how could I not go for those?
2B or A2? Which one? Which one your favorite?
A2's kind of a asshole, so I guess 2B.
Okay.
Can I say 9S? No, I don't want 9S.
I was gonna say Nias.
9S is nope. It's from where he ends up in the story. Nope, I'll pass on him.
uh,
Crazy dude. Any more anime you want to discuss?
uh, I don't know. Nothing else that really stick out that will be suitable for you to watch, though.
Ah, you got your Berserk off your chest. That's good. You should continue the manga, like I said.
Yeah, I definitely will go down that rabbit hole. Won't no sleep. You know.
No. Yeah, that was a fun time. Good thing I wasn't working or anything. Then that would have been a disaster. I was so tired the next day. It was
Can
good.
imagine. Can imagine.
It was good because I haven't done that in a while for a series like manga or that game in genre. Just in general. It's been a while since I actually was super interested and invested like that. Funny because that was a like a 20-year-old series at this point, so it's still compelling, is what I'm trying to say. For a thing that's a few decades old, it's still good.
Hmm.
I got a whole nother thing about that because I'm watching this really old TV show, but it's still really good. Save that for another time.
Okay.
I guess if that's it, I guess that finishes our first episode of our podcast. And I guess the name of going to be the Nameless Podcast for reasons we will not tell you why because I don't, it's just a podcast. It's whatever. It's just us talking about things we feel like talking about. So, yeah, that was nice chatting with you, Kuma.
Likewise.
All right. and we'll see you next time.